Welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning back into another episode of the Game of Cryptos. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and hopefully you guys are having a great start to your new week this Monday. As you guys can see from this title of the video, I wanted to go over what I'm going to tell you today in this video is something that you should do to your portfolio. Something that you should do to your portfolio right now. And in a second, I will get into that. Before we dive into that, let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin chart. This is a 30-minute chart for Bitcoin, USD. And right now, we're at some support and resistance lines. Right now, really good support around, the 71,000 level. And we are getting a little resistance. We can't seem to get past around, the 72.7, and then ultimately around the all-time high levels around 73.7. So guys, the altcoin season, it's getting so close. It's near. Yes, there have been some alts that have obviously already done really well up until this point, but that true parabolic movement that we normally see with altcoins, it's coming. And just because the Bitcoin halvening is about having, guys, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. I know some of you in the comments are like, it's having. It is what it is. But guys, just very important to note. So if we go here on CoinMarketCap, usually they have a Bitcoin countdown. There we go. Yeah, so we're about 10 days away, a week and 3 days. Looks like it's going to be right around April, probably the 18th, 19th, or 20th, give or take, somewhere around there. And what's really important to note, guys, as you're, just going over cryptos, looking, what's going on in the market, when Bitcoin reaches the halvening, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the altcoins are going to go, skyrocket to the moon instantly. No, what you might see is you might see the Bitcoin dominance actually go up a little bit. And Bitcoin's going to run. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is around 52.4. That could definitely go up here leading up to the halvening and after. But we will see that movement with the altcoins that we are looking for. The whole reason why, a lot of us are invested in altcoins is to get more return. Trust me, guys, that is coming. Now, moving on. So, of course, we always go over a tweet on Twitter. This one I thought was interesting, just talking about, for those of you, the eclipse. This is a video from the solar eclipse from an airplane. And yeah, that was pretty wild. I got to see part of it. I saw partial eclipse, and it was definitely a lot dimmer where I'm at. But yeah, I thought that was cool. But I did see there's a couple other tweets that I thought were interesting. This one from Dread Bongo on Twitter, on X. He talks about Tau, BitTensor, and Kaspa, and how he says that they should occupy a top 5 spot along Bitcoin and Ethereum. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that? On this channel, I know a lot of you know I have covered BitTensor. I have covered Kaspa. I have my own, videos giving my thoughts. I am personally bullish on these projects, and I actually do own both of these projects, full disclosure. But I came across this tweet, and, I agree. You see meme coins, and, nothing wrong with meme coins, especially if you, invest in them wisely and are smart about it and not super reckless. Because at the end of the day, meme coins are what gets a lot of retail into crypto. For me, existence, I got into crypto because of Dogecoin back in the 2020, 2021 bull run. If it wasn't for Dogecoin, I wouldn't be in the market right now. So you do have to give a little respect to meme coins, but ideally, if you got things like Dogecoin that can go to like $80, $90 billion market cap, there's no reason why cryptos like Tau and Kaspa can't either. Again, this is not financial advice. This is not to tell you to invest in Tau and Kaspa and expect them to go to those valuations. But I'm just letting you know that if you have a meme coin like Doge, there's no reason why something like Tau and Kaspa can't go to those levels. He's just basically saying that these cryptos are significantly superior to anything else within the crypto space. That's a very bold statement, but there is definitely a lot of truth to that. Tau with the machine learning and Kaspa with the peer-to-peer digital silver, basically trying to solve the trilemma and do ultimately complete Bitcoin's mission. So very bullish on that. And then one last tweet before we get into what you guys came for. A tweet from Elio Trades, and he says, I have a strong sensation that the game has not even truly begun. And what exactly is he talking about? Exactly what I was just talking about earlier about Bitcoin, that the movement, the price movement you were looking for with your altcoins, your portfolio values, and those huge returns you're looking for, it's around the corner. It is coming. Just hang in there. So, moving on to what the main component of this video is about. So, this is something I actually just did today. And it really was a great, what I'm going to tell you about what you should do at your portfolio, it's a nice exercise to do for your portfolio to kind of realize and visualize your portfolio more, to get a real grasp for what's going on in your portfolio. And this is it. So this is actually full transparency. Mainly my portfolio right here. I know I've never really disclosed my portfolio, and I was debating, like, do I really want to? But I'm like, you know what? No, this channel, I'm all about full transparency. And as of right now, this is my current portfolio. This is, I have Tau, I have Render, I have Kaspa, I have Solana, I have Tectum, I have Miria, I have Nakamoto Games, Mintlayer, Neon EVM, and Alephium. Now, I know Alephium, for those who've been following my channel, I've never really talked about that. And it, sometimes I don't talk about certain cryptos because, they are really low market cap. And, I want to be careful when mentioning certain cryptos because, I don't want to get people that are new to the space to get, to get into something that is really more speculative. And something like Alephium, a really bullish layer 1, is very speculative. But yeah, this is full transparency. Right now, this is my portfolio. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So what I did, though, and what the purpose of this video is, it's realizing and visualizing. What you guys should do is visualize your portfolio, realize your portfolio. So you're probably wondering, okay, even more, okay, what is he talking about? So what I did, I'm just going to show you on this piece of paper. I grabbed a piece of paper and I literally wrote down all the cryptos. I wrote them all out, and I wrote out exactly how much money I have in each currently, and then the position size and, how much my portfolio is. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, writing out these numbers really helped me realize, it kind of made me realize more of how valuable my portfolio already is. There's that whole saying that, you hear all the time about people making potentially life-changing gains, but it was unrealized profits, meaning they never sold. They never realized those gains. They never got to hold on to it physically. And even though I haven't sold any of my positions, I will say doing this exercise, writing out your cryptos, writing out how much you actually own in the cryptos, how many Kaspas do I have? Sometimes just writing out those physical numbers, it gives you more of a grasp and gravity of how much you actually own of something. And then when you write out actually how much in dollar value USD you own, it's still, again, it's making you kind of realize more and more hey, this is real. I have a chance. I can really make like potentially some life-changing money. Like, this is no joke. Crypto's no joke. So that's what I would do. And now to continue on that, so if you want, I'm sure there's sites where you can randomly make pie charts. This happens to be Canva, where I do a lot of things for my YouTube videos. I'm using a free like a free thing for Canva, so you guys can go on Canva, make an account, and you guys can make a pie chart like this. And again, it makes you visualize. It allows you to visualize your portfolio. And if you look here, one of my biggest positions currently is Render, Kaspa, Solana, and Tau. Now, a lot of you are probably like, now the point of this video is not to, by all means, in the comments, you guys can, comment about like, oh, that's too much. He's got too much of this, too much of that, or too little of this. Well, just so you know, when I started this portfolio, a lot of these valuations were more even. It's just that Render ran really hard recently, a couple weeks ago. Same thing with Solana. Solana ran hard recently. So that's one reason why these allocations are bigger. And then, I have smaller allocations in Tectum and some smaller allocations in BitTensor. And then, as you see, smaller pieces of the pie into things like Miria, Naka, MintLayer, Neon EVM, and Alephium. But now, something to note before I go further on in detail in this video is, I had a point there. I lost it. Let me think about this. I think I was going to talk about the portfolio allocation and whatnot. Now, something that can happen when you have a higher position like this, you can, again, not financial advice, but you can sell off some of your profits. And then you can put them in maybe some of the, not lower conviction, they're still high conviction, because honestly, I feel like anything in your portfolio should be high conviction, but maybe in something that has higher risk. You can throw in, okay, let me throw a little bit of profit from, in this case, maybe I could throw in a little profit from Render and put it in Miria or Naka or MintLayer, something that's smaller. Just kind of balance out your portfolio. But there is also a saying in crypto, let your runners run. Let your runners run. Let your runners, let your winners continue to win. Like, if they're doing good, let them keep going. So it just depends. It depends on what you want to do. There's no real right or wrong way. It's just about having conviction in what you're doing, guys. That's all it is, the name of the game. Now, something that helps me visualize my portfolio and visualize thinking in the future, okay, where can my portfolio go? Like, okay, where can BitTensor go? How high can Render go? I'm sure you've seen a lot of YouTubers use this website. I've been using this since day one, and it's the Coin Perspective. So on the Coin Perspective, so what I did when I wrote down each of my cryptos, I wrote down one of the big things that I did. Let me go back to that chart. One of the big things, one of the major things that I did is I wrote the crypto, and then I wrote down in my head, realistically, and this is what you guys need to do, be realistic with your with how high you think a crypto can go. And you can do different versions. Like, this was like my bearish scenario, and then you can do bullish scenario. But so in my mind, what I said was, okay, BitTensor, I feel like the most bearish scenario, BitTensor could 5x from here. So I was like, okay, so if BitTensor 5x's, that would put it, and I already did the math, that would put it at about a $2,870 valuation, which would come out to an $18.8 billion market cap. That seems pretty reasonable. When you have one of the top AI coins and crypto projects, there's no reason why I feel like it can't go a minimum to $18 $0.8 billion market caps. Again, like I said earlier, when you have a crypto like Dogecoin that goes to 70, 80 billion, like it's something that is meaningless, can go to that high, there's no reason why something like Tau couldn't go to there. So, and to help me get these numbers and to help you guys, you can go and play with this and be like, okay, I think, okay, we said Tau. Let's go look up Tau. I want to say that Tau is going to go to around that $1,870 mark. So then it tells you, how many X's is it? In this one, it's about 400, give or take the math, 4 to 5X, and it tells you the market cap. Now, if you think it's going to go higher, let's say, I think Tau can go to $4,000. Okay, what's the market cap going to look like? It's going to be about a $26.3 billion market cap. It's going to be $4,000 per Tau, and you're looking at about a 6X. So you can do these things, and what was really important when I was doing this is that it just helps visualize the money that you can potentially make based on, the crypto that you have. And I think it's just really important. I think we get lost in we hear about these returns, but we don't visualize like what that could really look like. And this is to just really visualize your portfolio. Basically, this video is about do what you can do to like make your portfolio as realized as possible. Create these visuals, have these numbers and percentages, like know how much a crypto takes up your portfolio. Because what you have to remember too, now things can change as the bull run continues, but like right now, if we're looking at my portfolio as an example, so my biggest allocations, I see 3, but the 3 biggest is Render, Kaspa, and Solana. So right now, depending on my, if everything else kind of goes proportionately, my portfolio is going to only like increase to the amount that these ones do. If Render does a 5X, Kaspa does a 5X, Solana does a 5X, and if this makes up 75% of my portfolio, it's going to weigh heavily on how high my overall portfolio position can go. Does that make sense, guys? But again, obviously you're going to have your outliers. Some of these can end up running hard, and then so it's just interesting. It's just interesting. So obviously these position sizes are going to change. Some might get smaller, some might get bigger as the crypto bull run continues. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, go through all of your cryptos and just run these scenario plays like the next one, Render. So Render's price right now currently $10.21. I think that Render can realistically 5X. So you do, what's 10 times 5? 50. So you're looking at about a $50 Render. A 5X, not 10X. Sorry. I think Render can, let's see, 20, I want to get the exact, 10.21 times 5, 51.0. Okay. 400, 500. I mean, you guys get the picture. So this says if Render went to $51, you would be looking at about a $19.5 billion Render. Again, something that is very reasonable and possible. I've been seeing numbers where I've seen people say that Render could go to 100, which I'm not saying is impossible. It can happen. Guys, we have not seen a bull run for AI. Now someone can say, to be fair, and I'll bring it up, we'll go over to CoinMarketCap and we'll look at Render's chart. Render was around back in 2021 bull run. Yes, it was. But it has already demolished its all-time high. It's almost doubled its all-time high. And this is before the Bitcoin halving, which is absolutely insane. Render back here, when it had its all-time high, no one was looking at it. You might have had, obviously, there were some people invested in it, like, that's why the price went up. It wasn't in this narrative of AI. AI wasn't a narrative in 2020, 2021 bull run. It is now. That's why I feel like cryptos like Render and Bit-Tensor are gonna run really hard this bull run. So yeah, just play with these numbers, guys. It's gonna give you more of a realistic target of where you think some of these cryptos can go. And this is what it, like, let's say it's not gonna happen, but let's say someone's like, yeah, Render's gonna go to $1,000 right now. It's like, come on, guys. That'd be an 100x, and it would be at a $389 billion market cap. I mean, like, come on. Like, you have to, like, when you start seeing these numbers and you realize, oh, that's how high the market cap would have to be to hit this dollar mark. Okay, yeah, no, it's gonna, like, it helps you stay reasonable with your price predictions. So, yeah, guys. That's the main point of this video. Just go through your crypto portfolio and do exactly like I did right here. I started out, I showed you, I went through and I'm like, okay, yeah, Bit-Tensor 5x potentially, Render 5x potentially. Some of you are looking at this and you're like, Kaspa 10x, it's gonna do way more than that. Guys, it definitely could. It definitely could. I'm just doing, this was my bearish scenario because I don't want to have too high of expectations. I don't want to keep thinking I'm going to make, and I'm not saying I'm ever thinking about making $1 million, but I don't want to think I'm making $1 million and then end up only making 10 grand. You'd be pretty disappointed. But if you did the math and you knew in your head, okay, bearish case scenario, I'm going to make this smaller amount of money, it helps you. It just helps with the process going through this bull run. And then you just kind of keep going through. For instance, I think bearish scenario, Solana's going to 3x from today's prices. And if you go to the price chart, Solana is at $1.80. So $1.80 times 3. I got my calculator out. I think bearish case, Solana goes to $540. And then you just go from there. And then what you do, and we're wrapping up the video, guys. I know this is a long one. So what I did is I wrote up all I took my portfolio value, and then to get these percentages, this is just common math. You take the amount of money you own in each crypto and divide it by your full portfolio value. That's how you get these percentages. And then you go and when you write out each amount, and when you write out how much dollar value you have in each, literally just times it by how much return you think. You're like, oh, I own, let's say someone owns $10,000 in a Bit-Tensor, and you think it's gonna 5x. Your 10 grand turns into 50. So now you're gonna be able to add that to your total of all your cryptos, and then you add up the whole sum, and that is going to give you an ideal of your realistic bearish case return level or bullish case. Again, I recommend you do like the most bearish scenario, and which is going to be pretty conservative, maybe a mid-level scenario, and then like most bullish scenario, and then you have a range. Again, I think doing this to your portfolio is just a really good way to visualize your portfolio, make you realize like, hey, I'm dealing with real money here, and you're dealing with the real potential to really change your life with the money. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this method? Doing this visualization, calculating all these numbers just to really get a grasp for where your portfolio is now and where it can go in the future. And also, out of curiosity, let me know what you guys think about this portfolio. You're bullish on it, you're bearish on it. Are there some things you would add in it? I already know you guys are gonna say in the comments like, oh, you gotta get more gaming cryptos, or oh, you gotta get this meme, you gotta have a meme. Again, it's whatever anyone's investment thesis is. Right now, I don't have any meme coins in my portfolio, but who knows? That could definitely change. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was useful. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.